Welcome X-Men fans! In this Motion Sugar video, we're diving deep into the penultimate episode of X-Men 97 Season 1, Episode 9, titled Tolerance is Extinction, Part 2. This episode was jam-packed with shocking moments, epic battles, and game-changing developments that have set the stage for an explosive season finale. We'll be recapping all the major plot points and analyzing that jaw-dropping ending, so buckle up, true believers. Spoilers incoming. The episode picks up in the aftermath of Magneto's devastating electromagnetic pulse attack that has plunged the world into darkness and chaos. We see Professor X awakening in the ruins of the X-Mansion, Magneto donning his classic red and purple suit, and Bastion returning to his childhood home now surrounded by deactivated Prime Sentinels. Tensions are running high between Professor X and Cyclops over Xavier's decision to leave the school under Magneto's leadership. Meanwhile, the X-Men regroup at their backup headquarters on Muir Island to plan their counterattack. They decide to split into two teams, one to track down Magneto and the other to disable Bastion's control over the Sentinels. Professor X reveals he once tried to recruit Bastion to the X-Men years ago. Beast and Forge get to work modifying the psionic circuit scrambler they once used on Jean Grey to neutralize Bastion's powers. Magneto makes a dramatic entrance, levitating his asteroid M base over the X-Mansion. He extends an invitation to any mutant who wants to join him in creating a new mutant haven. Shockingly, Rogue and Sunspot accept his offer, fracturing the X-Men. The action then splits between the two X-Men teams. On Muir Island, Jean Grey faces off solo against Mr. Sinister in a bowling alley, while Cable, under Sinister's influence, attacks her. In a tragic moment, Jean reaches out telepathically to Cyclops, telling him she loves him before Cable seemingly destroys her. The other team confronts Magneto on Asteroid M, leading to a brawl between the X-Men, with Jubilee squaring off against her former friend Sunspot. Professor X and Magneto argue before Magneto restrains Xavier and begins torturing him. In the episode's most brutal and shocking scene, Wolverine lunges forward and stabs Magneto through the chest with his claws. However, Magneto retaliates by using his powers to violently rip the adamantium out of Wolverine's body, leaving him a bloody mess. The episode ends on this dark cliffhanger. The ending of Episode 9 adapts one of the most iconic and controversial Wolverine moments from the comics, when Magneto famously removed the adamantium from Logan's skeleton in the 1993 Fatal Attractions storyline. This savage act was Magneto's retaliation for Wolverine stabbing him, showcasing the master of magnetism's ruthlessness. It leaves Wolverine near death and more feral than ever, with only his bone claws remaining. In the comics, this led to the revelation that Wolverine's claws were actually part of his natural bone structure, not implants as previously believed. Having the adamantium torn out also sent Wolverine's healing factor into overdrive and had lasting effects on his powers and psyche. It marked a major status quo change for the character that took years to resolve. Ending the episode on this shocking note sets up major ramifications for the X-Men and Wolverine going forward. However, Wolverine wasn't the only one brutalized here. We see Professor X, desperate to stop Magneto, psychically lash out and attack his former friend's mind. Comic readers will recognize this as a tease for the dark direction Xavier is headed down, one that leads to the creation of the villainous entity known as Onslaught. By tapping into his darker impulses and violating his ethics in an attempt to shut Magneto down, Xavier has started down a slippery slope. In the comics, Onslaught was a physical manifestation of Xavier's repressed negativity and frustrations merged with the pure evil of Magneto's psyche. Onslaught became one of the X-Men's most dangerous and personal foes. So, in addition to the physical maiming of Wolverine, the ending also sowed the seeds for Xavier's potential corruption and the birth of Onslaught. Magneto may be incapacitated for now, but the damage has already been done, both literally and spiritually. The other major cliffhanger was the apparent death of Jean Grey at the hands of Mr. Sinister and a manipulated Cable. While it's doubtful Marvel would kill off one of their most iconic characters, Jean's love confession to Scott right before she was attacked carried serious emotional weight and echoed the many times Jean has sacrificed herself for the greater good. With Jean and Wolverine both taken off the board, the X-Men are in their darkest hour yet. Rogue and Sunspot have defected to Magneto's side, Asteroid M looms in the sky, Bastion is still a threat, and the world remains powerless and in disarray. The stakes have never been higher heading into the season finale. Will Jean and Wolverine survive? What will become of Rogue, Sunspot, and Magneto? Can Xavier resist the darkness growing within him? And can the remaining X-Men save the world from annihilation? We'll have to wait until the final episode to find out. Thanks for watching the video. Please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos.